Today, we're tackling a topic that resonates with so many of us: saving money on a low income. It might sound challenging, but let's break the myth. You don't need a six-figure salary to start saving. It's all about the right strategies and a bit of dedication. Whether you're managing a tight budget due to a modest paycheck, or you're just starting out in your career, saving money is still within your reach. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a practical journey you can embark on today. In this video, we'll walk you through some simple yet effective ways to save money. And it's not all going to be about cutting corners or living an austere life. Instead, we'll explore how to make smart choices that add up over time. Ready to start your savings journey? Let's dive in. First up is understanding where you are financially. You've probably heard this a million times, but creating a budget really is the cornerstone of financial management. This is simply because it gives you a clear picture of where your money is going. And the best part is that you don't need fancy software to start. A simple spreadsheet or even a notebook can do the trick. Start by jotting down your monthly income. This includes your salary and any other sources like part-time jobs or freelance work. Next, list your expenses. And here's where honesty is key. Be sure to include everything, from rent and groceries to that occasional coffee treat. This will help you identify areas where you can potentially cut back. Now let's talk about differentiating needs from wants. Needs are essentials like food, housing, and transportation. Wants, on the other hand, are those nice-to-haves that are not necessarily crucial, like the latest smartphone or a Netflix subscription. It's okay to indulge in wants, but being mindful of them can free up more money for your savings. Understanding your finances isn't just about tracking every penny you spend. It's about gaining insight into your spending habits. Are you a frequent online shopper? Do you eat out often? Recognizing these patterns is the first step to making smarter financial decisions. And remember, no matter how small your income may seem, with the right budgeting approach, you can start saving. Once you know your starting position, it's time to look for ways to reduce those expenses. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm already on a tight budget. However, there are always small changes that can make a big difference. Let's explore how. First up, let's talk about food and groceries. Did you know that the average household wastes a substantial amount of the food they buy? This is like throwing money straight into the trash. To avoid this, plan your meals for the week and make a shopping list. Stick to it. Also, don't shop hungry. That's when those unnecessary snacks sneak into the cart. And by all means, look for discounts and sales, but be cautious. Only buy what you really need. Moving on to utilities and bills. It's amazing how small changes can add up. For instance, turning off lights when not in use, unplugging devices that aren't being used, and even reducing your shower time by a few minutes can lower your utility bills. If you're in a region where you can choose your utility providers, shop around for the best rates. Every little bit counts. Let's also look at transportation. If owning a car is too much of a financial burden, consider alternatives. Public transport, while not always convenient, can be a massive saver. Or how about carpooling? It's a great way to split costs. And for shorter distances, nothing beats the health and financial benefits of walking or biking. Remember, the goal here is not about making huge sacrifices. It's about making smarter choices that align with your budget. Small tweaks in your daily habits can lead to significant savings over time. Every dollar you don't spend is a dollar you can save. Let's now go into a little more detail on something we all do regularly: shopping. It might seem challenging to save money here, but with a few smart habits, you can make a significant difference. First, let's talk about impulse buying. It's a common affliction, and we've all been there. You see something, it looks great, and suddenly it's in your shopping cart. But these impulse purchases add up quickly. A trick that's been found to be very helpful is to wait 24 to 48 hours before buying anything over a certain amount. Often, you'll find that the urge to buy fades, or you might realize that you don't really need it. Next up, secondhand shopping and discount stores. You won't believe the treasures you can find in thrift stores, garage sales, or online marketplaces. Clothes, furniture, electronics, you name it. Buying secondhand not only saves you money, but also supports recycling, which is great for the planet. Plus, discount stores often offer brand name products at a fraction of the cost. The key here is to buy only what you need, avoiding the trap of purchasing unnecessary items just because they are cheap. And finally, let's discuss a simple but powerful concept: waiting periods for significant purchases. This is especially useful for bigger, more expensive items. Set a waiting period, maybe a week or even a month, and during that time, research the product, compare prices, and check for reviews. This not only ensures that you get the best deal, but also helps you assess whether this purchase aligns with your long-term financial goals. Smart shopping isn't about depriving yourself, it's about making informed choices. By adopting these habits, you're not just saving money, you're also cultivating a mindful approach to spending that will serve you well in all aspects of life. I know we just spent some time discussing cutting your costs, but the truth is that saving money goes beyond that. It's also about being smart with what you save. So let's take a closer look at some effective saving strategies. First up, let's talk about a popular method called the 50-30-20 rule. It's pretty straightforward. You allocate 50% of your income to necessities like rent and groceries, 30% to wants, and most importantly, 20% goes straight into savings. On a low income, this might seem challenging, but even if you start with a 60-30-10 split and gradually work your way up, you're on the right path. Next is an emergency fund. This is crucial. Life is full of surprises, and many of them can be distinctly unpleasant. An emergency fund acts like a financial safety net. Start small, even if it's just a few dollars each week. The goal is to build up to an amount that can cover at least 3 to 6 months of your must-have living expenses. It might take time, but every penny counts. And here's something interesting: the power of compound interest. When you save in a high-interest or high-yield savings account, your money earns interest, and then that interest earns interest. Over time, this can significantly boost your savings. It's like your money is working for you while you sleep. Remember that saving money is a journey. Whether you're setting aside large amounts or just spare change, every effort brings you closer to financial stability. So the perfect time to start is always today. We've covered how to manage and cut down your expenses, but what about the other side of the equation? Increasing your income might sound daunting, especially when you're already working hard, but there are realistic ways to boost your earnings, even on a tight schedule. First, let's talk about side hustles. These are not just buzzwords, they're practical ways to earn extra cash. For instance, if you have a skill like writing, graphic design, or coding, freelance platforms can be a goldmine. Websites like Upwork or Fiverr connect you with short-term projects that fit your skills. And don't worry if you're not a tech whiz. Even simple tasks like data entry, virtual assistants, or online surveys can add up. Now, on to upgrading your skills. This might require a small investment of time and sometimes money, but it pays off. Consider online courses on platforms like Coursera or Udemy. They offer courses in various fields, and many are free or low cost. By upgrading your skills, you're not just prepping for a side gig, you're also making yourself more valuable in the job market. It demonstrates initiative and a hunger to grow professionally, which is always desirable to an employer. So, think of it this way: investing a little time each day to learn something new or to work on a side project can steadily increase your income. Don't think about it so much as making giant leaps. It's more about taking small, consistent steps towards greater financial stability. Check out these videos next for more tips and tricks on upping your savings.